Okay, guys, welcome to day 2 of the Capital Audio Fest 2022 wrap-up video, hits and misses. And good news for you tonight. There really weren't any misses during the day of day 2. I mean, not like day 1 where we had malfunctions and issues with people getting the right gear or, rumble filter issues, stuff like that. Really, everything was pretty good today. Now, the one miss that I will say is the quality of music is just not good. And for my taste, it's always got to be within the context of everybody's taste. I'm sure some people love what they're hearing. I'm not. Until tonight, so I'll give you a hit from today. Both starting and ending are some of my biggest hits. Ending today was High End by Oz. If you go to these shows, always after hours, he opens his room and just plays the analog tape with Greg on his analog tape machine. Some great material. I uploaded a bunch of them tonight as we were enjoying analog tape with real music, cool music, fun music. People are actually bobbing their heads, enjoying it versus listening to about 20 seconds and bolting from the room like most rooms I heard today. Now, other hit today was the start of the day where I was invited to partake in the debut of the new Acora model. Well, the model and the finish is really what's new. The quartz, the black and white. And those of you who've been longtime subscribers know black and white is my favorite color combination. That's what I use and built with my speakers and use with my gear. So it looked great. And no really big difference in quartz versus granite. And the sound quality was excellent. The Ideon gear and the Hegel also had debuting gear. All of that stuff was brand new. That's where I started off today. If you didn't see those videos, that would be something to check out. Again, Acora sound quality is always high level, and they've been impressing, as I've mentioned and shown, at 3MA, holding their own and actually selling better than some of these other mega-dollar speaker brands and resonating with my friends, as you heard in my Zoom interviews. So that's a brand to check out. Now, I did talk to one subscriber today who wasn't that wowed by the Acoras, and I would say one thing with the Acoras, this room that they have is probably the most normal room they've had throughout the show season this year. And so sometimes you get wowed more when they're filling a room that's difficult. So that's one thing. Number two, word has gotten out about them, so you raise your expectations pretty high, so it makes it also harder to get wowed. But there's a few other factors for all rooms that you got to keep in mind. What type of music are they playing? Is it something that resonates with you or not? You're probably not going to be as wowed if it's music you don't like. Number two, is it music that's conducive to the strengths of the speaker? No speaker is perfect, okay? They're not the Acoras, not Magico, not even MBLs. And they're not going to be perfect for everybody's taste on top of that. So the music that you play, that they play needs to be conducive to that type of speaker design in order for it to wow most people. And I will say the Acoras, they pretty much can handle any kind of music. I thought they sounded even better with subwoofers for the volumes and the stuff that I like to play. But they really shine without a subwoofer and just on their own on small quartets. Pianos sound extremely good on them. So make sure you try out a variety of material when you listen to them to kind of get that wow factor that they can deliver. The other thing that you got to factor in as well is, did you get in the sweet spot or not? That can make all the difference in the world. And another, a semi-miss for today, it actually was a hit of a room. The Songer Whammerdine room played the best music. That Tracy Chapman track I rarely hear. Phenomenal track. I love that song. And thumbs up. And then they played Oh Dear by Sophie Zelmani, which you guys know. Now, I requested that one, but that is a song I've heard on tons of speakers, including my own. But it parlays into what I was just talking about. When you sit in a spot, I know that song so well, when the bass was playing, the bass notes, and all of a sudden, it almost sounded like the speakers went on mute because I was in a null. And when it was resonating at that particular frequency, when it hit that null, it just went silent. It was a pretty steep null I was in. And then I moved, if you notice the camera, I moved at least my ears 6 inches closer, and all of a sudden it filled back in. So you got to be cognizant of these things in these rooms, especially without a lot of treatments, that you could be in a null, you could be not in a sweet spot. All these factors. Don't do these primitive assessments after one song, sitting off axis, being able to claim you know what that speaker sounds like. That's a very primitive way to judge things, and shows you don't really understand all the variables that go into what can make you enjoy something. And that's one thing that, unfortunately, because the show was so busy today, I didn't get the sweet spot with a lot of rooms. Like the Odyssey Audio, I was very interested to see Klaus back, and this time he's not doing budget best value for the money. He's doing the speakers are really good for the money, but he brought the symphonic line stuff, acoustic signature turntable. So this is the first time out of, I don't know, dozens of years I've seen him at shows that he's not doing best value for the money. He's doing cost no object, and he's doing it in a big room. I didn't get the sweet spot. He does a very long demo, at least this one was 10 minutes long. So I don't like to play the press card and kick anybody out, so I just enjoyed where it was. It definitely, from my position, it sounded okay, and certainly probably in the center's position, it probably sounded phenomenal because he knows how to set up things. So it was good to see him back, but I can't give it best of show or anything based on where I was sitting. It just had a lot of potential. Definitely a room, if you can check out and get in that center position, definitely do so. But biggest hits today in terms of sound quality, or things that wowed me to the point where I might purchase, is that Bach SP Theoretica Physics. It's a long name, crazy name. This guy has no business being in this industry, but it's his hobby. He's a Princeton professor, has all these accolades, of way higher accolades than most people in this industry on just a education and intellect level, education level. But he's come out with a way to kind of cancel interaural crosstalk, which, if you follow my channel, I've been touting these speakers forever. The Polk L800 SDA. And people are, Polk. Well, once you hear the L800 and how it cancels interaural crosstalk by sending out of phase stuff against the wall, it's a little more primitive than what this Bach is, obviously at a much less price. But you cannot reproduce that with any speaker. I don't care if you're talking about $500,000 speakers. You will not get that level of a sound stage and just truly impressive stereo performance. And so that was one speaker I always wanted to buy, but this trade-offs and whatnot. But now with this one piece of kit, it's now can be done in the digital domain and done superior. It's got a camera that tracks your head, so even tracks how you're moving your head to adjust it for you. And you can bypass it, turn it on, off on the fly. So if you like it on a song, don't like it on a song, whatever your preference is, it's an impressive piece of kit, and very impressive with certain songs for sure. I couldn't film it because Hotel California gets banned, but I know it as a surround sound, and I know what it sounds like on the DVD surround. I played it in the 2-channel version with this 3D imaging thing, and it was very impressive. I still like the surround sound version better, but it's close enough to impressing me such that if I buy this piece, I can tell that I'm going to be able to re-listen to my entire catalog all over again and enjoy it in a different way. I can still go back by clicking a button. So I probably am going to buy this piece. I just got to work out some more nuances of how it's going to fit in and price point and all this kind of stuff. But that was a big highlight for today. I don't really have too many other rooms to highlight sound quality, although the High End by Oz room that I uploaded all those clips, that one's much more dialed in now, as I promised you it would be with them involved, and sounded great with not audiophile type songs. So check out that room. Let me think of any other ones that really stood out. I mean, really, all the rooms today are worthwhile to check out and try to get some good material, because that is where you get that goosebumps emotion that makes the difference between sometimes wowing you and not wowing you. Again, it's a very crowded show, so get out here early tomorrow. Be sure to say hi. It's been great meeting with many of you, and I'll see you tomorrow with more.